It's a chilly day in Tallahassee, as to be expected since it's November, and if you check Tallahassee climate weather data on Google, you're gonna see like average lows of like 45 degrees for November, but it's just such a stark difference in between Tallahassee weather. Like, look at the low temperatures and then Miami weather. So right now it's like 57 degrees. I'm wearing my only hoodie. My parents are going to hook me up with another FSU hoodie because I can't just be wearing this all the time, because this has to be washed. I can't just wear it 7 days a week in November, December, January, and February. And also, I really need a haircut. I'm walking to school right now, going to environmental science because I have a quiz today. And since it's already November, we're pretty much like 70% through my very first college semester. All my classes were super easy, but next semester it's gonna heat up with Calculus 2 and Physics A and Programming 1. And my voice is crunchy right now because I'm a tad sick, because there's like a flu going around FSU. So I think I caught some type of virus, but a very mild one, because I don't feel like super tired and like body aches. I'm just like coughing up some phlegm and my voice has changed. Only 2 people showed up in person today, and this class is a hybrid class, so you know everyone is staying home to cheat for the quiz. I got a 15 out of 15 on my quiz. I actually might finish with all A's in my classes, just depends on how my finals go. The building I just came out of is the Earth, Ocean, and Atmospheric Science building. And this building is only like a couple years old, and it's so pretty and nice on the inside. Look at the exterior. They have this globe projector. Here you have data from the weather center here in Tallahassee. And then look at this, blue chairs, wood desk. And then we have like this wood coloring going on. School day is over and I'm walking back to my apartment where my girlfriend is, because we're going on a little date today, and we're going to Chili's and then go to the movie theaters for the first time since In the Heights. We are going to watch DUNE, and DUNE is this science fiction brand new universe, and it takes place mostly on the planet Arrakis, or DUNE. And the reason why I know that, well, is because you could read the synopsis, or I read about like 20% of the DUNE book so far, and the movie isn't even on the whole first DUNE book. And by the way, there's 6 DUNE books, so I don't know what's gonna happen, if there's gonna be like a sequel DUNE movies, because it seems like they can make like 8 more DUNE movies. But in my opinion, I've liked the universe so far, but it hasn't been as compelling as like Harry Potter, and I was so into Harry Potter just like earlier this year. But the DUNE book has brought some pretty hilarious water moments out of just awkwardness, I guess. I wonder why the sky is so dark. It's because of the lack of water. Every single day, 3 of you take out the water of 1 of me. I'm watching out for you. It was a pleasure to have this meeting with you. On the planet DUNE, water is very scarce, and for some reason there was like a sentence that when they find like water in like an underground aquifer, they bring it up, but then the water somehow just like disperses and disappears into nothing. I guess someone is controlling the water, and we're gonna find that out later. But right now the main character of DUNE is kind of like this trio characters in the family. You have Paul Atreides, which is the son. He's like 15, has green eyes. And then you have Lady Jessica, who is a Bene Gesserit, which I'm pretty sure is a person who was stolen from her actual family and raised as an intellectual slave for marriage for Duke Leto. And Duke Leto's like this king of his own house, and the whole family's like rich, not unlimited in the treasury, as Duke Leto says. And the reason Duke Leto and his family is going to DUNE is so that Duke Leto could set up a legacy for Paul Atreides, going to be called Maud Dib later on in the book. And he might be like the messiah for the Freemen, because those are like the native people on the planet of DUNE, and they have like all blue eyes. and the family is also going there to start harvesting profits from the spice. And the spice there tastes like cinnamon the first time you try it, but every single time you taste it from then on, it changes flavor. And we don't really know what's so special about this spice, but it's pretty lucrative and profitable. And the judge of change is allowing whoever the Duke's house is going into the fief of DUNE and just kicking out the Harkonnen. But the Harkonnen are staying there, even though some of them have left. So it's like a change of possession, and I don't know how that's gonna go well. And the main plot right now, other than like the whole war, I guess, and like asking the Freemen, please be on our side against the Harkonnen, is that there's an imposter among the Duke Leto family named Dr. Yu. And Dr. Yu is working for the Harkonnen to maybe kill the Duke Leto, but we don't really know his motive yet. And what's even more kind of confusing is that the Harkonnen killed his wife. So if the people killed your wife, why are you working for them? Maybe the wife is held hostage still? I don't know. And the book was published in like 1965, so I'm just gonna get immersed in the story, and if I like this story so much, I'm gonna finish this book and maybe read the whole series. As I'm walking to Walgreens to deposit this cash to turn $5 into the Cash App so I could invest $5 into Tesla, I wanted to say that DUNE is also available on HBO Max, but right now my apartment doesn't have a TV, so that's not really even an option for us. I either just got scammed or this process was way too easy. Hey, just a minute later after the last clip, it worked. I got $4 in my account because they take $1 per transaction. So I just lost like 25% of my deposit, but I guess that's fine, you know, taking money from the real world into digital and putting it into Tesla stonks because they're at 1.2 trillion. They're past Meta, on the way to beat Apple.
Very nice theater. Like, extremely nice.
We are out of the movie. I'll give my thoughts very soon.
Liz was very confused, perplexed at the plot of the movie.
I was literally looking up like terms, like because a lot of very confusing words.
In the book, there's a dictionary for all the terms.
I saw that in like the ending. I would say like, okay, so you have two perspectives: someone who actually knows the book and someone who doesn't know anything about this. Going into it, like, if you really go in blind, you were going to be very confused. There's words that I don't even know. There's plot points that I feel like were explained better in the book and through online source. I literally found an article called "A Primer Before You Watch DUNE 2021 in cinemas." This is actually the second ever made movie. There's a 1984 version that went really bad, and with that version, fun fact, they had everyone, like, they gave everyone a booklet that had a bunch of like stuff about the book because nobody knew what the fuck was going on during the original test audiences. So yeah, this movie is definitely not for people who have not read the book. Like, it is very confusing. I was not paying attention throughout the entire movie. It was very confusing.
And even reading the book, you are confused because like they drop you in the universe and they really don't care to explain it too much. But I enjoyed the movie.
I feel like I sat there and like, the movie is like the equivalent of like chewing a piece of gum that was under someone's table. It just, like, it didn't really have like any flavor.
Yeah, it was dry. I mean, there's no like
it
comedy
was so
at all.
fucking boring.
There's no like
I'm so
entertainment.
sorry. The acting was
There's
good
no like
though,
Baby Yoda.
because they had obviously like amazing actors, but like, I don't know. It was kind of, it's like, at least Star Wars, like, I feel like they give, I don't even like fucking Star Wars, but at least they give you like,
There's comedy at least. Like the
comedy,
Han Solo is sarcastic.
but they also give you like, what's that fucking word? They give you background. Like, you understand. Like, I feel like for someone who's never seen Star Wars, I feel like even me, when I did see the movie, I'm like, okay, That's the bad. Like, you can pinpoint what's going on. Like, you could tell a concise plot throughout the entire movie. With this, I didn't know what the fuck was going on.
Before every Star Wars movie, there's like the yellow.
They
like,
give you a little.
of
They
plot,
give you a
or
little bit
background.
of like.
None of that.
What's
here.
not called plot? It's called
Background.
But there's another fucking word. There's a very big word I was gonna use. Exposition. They give you exposition. That's the word. Like, it was just all over the place. Like, I don't know why they were going to this planet. I guess for the spice, which is like a drug. And then these people, like, have, like, their eyes are blue because they use the drug.
No, it's actually not true. They're just naturally blue.
No, that's not why. They actually have the blue eyes because of drug use. And they like, yes, the Freeman bitch, I haven't even read the book, and that's one of the first things that popped up in every article. These people have blue eyes, like the blue entire film over their eyes because of the use of the spice.
Oh, I thought it was just natural.
No. They're crackheads, spice heads.
That was a very eccentric, perplexing, out of the norm film. And it was kind of like Star Wars. There was actually like two very distinct Star Wars moments, and there was like a kind of like a little one there because like the Freeman said to Paul like, "This is the way." I was like, "This is the way." But the two other distinct Star Wars like moments was one of them where the sandworm was trying to capture one of like the spice mining equipments, and like Paul and Leto and Gurley had to like run away from this oncoming sandworm, which is exactly like this Mandalorian episode. And the other Star Wars like scenario was when Paul tried using his voice for the first time. I didn't even know Paul could use the voice. I didn't even know what the voice was coming into this film, because I think the Reverend Mother uses it in like the very first chapter, but then the voice doesn't get mentioned in any of the other pages, so it doesn't seem like it's like the Force type of thing. It doesn't even seem like a real thing. But Paul uses the voice kind of like the Force in the same way that Rey tries to use her Force abilities for the first time.
You will remove these restraints and leave this cell with the door open.
The whole film looked beautiful. Like, I loved every single shot of Dune, the planet. It really made you feel there. And I love like the suit, how you could like conserve all your sweat. And I was just like, that's pretty cool technology. And they also added technology such as the force field, which I'm pretty sure like the force field that you enable wasn't in the book. I could be wrong. I could be just looking over something that was in a sentence, but I didn't think that was in the book. To start off the movie, they added a couple scenes, which I thought was very important. So they introduced Duncan, Idaho very quickly, and like Paul's like, I want to go to Dune right now, and Duncan's like, whoa, hold up. And then you have Leto and Paul talking, and Paul's like, when can I use all the knowledge that I've learned? And Leto's like, just wait. Calm down. You're gonna use your skills very soon. And then they go to Dune, and we see the House of Harkonnen trying to leave, but then they actually make an alliance with the Sardaukar army, and the Sardaukar army completely destroys the whole base of Arrakis. So now only Jessica and Paul are left, and they have to go to the Freeman. And that's where the movie ends. It ends with Paul meeting Zendaya's character. I don't even know if they name drop her character name, but Paul and Zendaya. Paul's played by Timothy. I don't know his last name, but Timothy and Zendaya would make a really cute couple. And obviously the Duke Leto dies. I kind of knew that was coming, because obviously he has to die to pass down the house and the pressure of the house to Paul. And the way he died was kind of surprising, because Dr. Yu stabbed Mapes, who's like the head Freeman servant, and then stabbed, or not stabbed, but stabbed the Leto with a hunter seeker. And then Dr. Yu gave Leto like this tooth that could be like poison, and then he kills himself, but also, I mean, he doesn't kill the head of the Harkonnen. I don't even know his name. Is it the Baron? That's the name of it. The world you're in is very closed off. Like, they don't explain much. The story was very like, get to planet, have battle, and then force the main character to do something and start from the bottom up. Like, that was pretty much the story of Dune. There wasn't any comedy at all other than the spit scene, which I'm glad was there, and also they had the palm tree water thing. But they took out a scene in the book where you kind of like get foreshadowed that Dr. Yu is an imposter, and that's when Jessica finds this like vault of like all these plants from like Caladan being conserved on the planet Dune and taking up a lot of water. And then in that conservatory, Huat Thurfer, I'm pretty sure, no, someone else leaves a note. Margaret leaves a note saying that there's an imposter in the ranks. There's a traitor somewhere. Someone's gonna betray the House of Atreides, and that's what happens. So the movie plays it off that Dr. Yu is an imposter until you get that reveal. But then in the book, you're like, okay, I know Dr. Yu's an imposter, just what's gonna happen with that plot point? And then you get to see what happens in the movie. And it made a ton of sense for Dr. Yu's motive for working with the Harkonnen was that his wife was captured or killed, I guess. That was my review of Dune. I'm probably gonna finish the book, but first up, I'm going to finish One Piece because I really want to do that, and then I'll probably get back into the book series because 6 books with that many pages takes a while to get through. And if I enjoyed the first book, because there's probably going to be a second movie, and I want to see Zendaya and her character development, and Paul Atreides, I really like his character. Like when he had to overcome like his first kill in a duel, I thought that was a key plot point in development of his character. So I'm gonna watch One Piece, and then maybe I might start reading the Dune series. We'll see if I ever pick up the book again.
He aims his pistol at the sky. Wait! I strike him right between his ribs. I walk towards him, but I am ushered away.